Good afternoon, my fellow freedom fighters of the world. Welcome to another great video of me walking out on the Route 21 warpath. And I'm very proud to say, after today's great 15-mile march, I'm going to be at 9,865 miles in 6.5 years now. I had to think for a second. 30 pairs of boots. Every 500 miles that I walk, I turn in for a new flag. That's flag number 20. Every 3 miles that I walk is to honor a brave soldier, a brave son or daughter who's been lost in this terrible war, this terrible Orwellian nightmare of a war that we're fighting, which will never end. But you clicked on this video for the title. Most of the time it's a wild card video, and the wild card videos are basically, I don't know what the subject's going to be, so because we the people are the reporters of this, since we are living in a new world order, fascist, communist, Nazi scumbag organization that's totally taken over every country in this world, we have to be the reporters. But you clicked on this one, like I said, 98% of the time it's a wild card video. So if you're interested in what's really going on, the truth, my website, I call my website the Ben Franklin Printing Press. But you clicked on this video for the title. This is the 150th anniversary of Gettysburg. That great battle which weighed in the balance towards, it was, well, the Confederates were winning at the time, and in that battle they lost. That's why Lee charged 15,000 men on Pickett's charge on the third day, and because he knew he had to win now, and his army up to that time had become almost invincible. And we all know the results of that terrible charge. And then, but anyways, there will be a blog on my website about the 150th anniversary of Gettysburg. And I was focused in on those flowers when I first started the video, for the reason that, I mean, I study history. I'm an amateur historian, and I also have a, speaking of history while I'm talking about it, the second link on this video in the information section will be the link to my Facebook page, where I actually teach and I present to you Native American history, because that's my favorite subject of research. But and the first link will be the blog about. Now, I wanted to shoot this video right here. I'm not at Gettysburg, but imagine being up in a tower or up in an air balloon. Back then they actually had them, and they used them in the Civil War. Not a lot, but for observation. And that's why I shot those flowers. And at nighttime, I wanted to do a nighttime video for this presentation, but I decided I'm just going to do it when I march, because that's where I've been talking about ever since I started walking 3 years ago. This is the third year where I talked about Gettysburg, because while everybody's out there celebrating the 4th of July, my thoughts, sure, it's when we declared independence from Great Britain, and that's why we have the you know, the 4th of July. We celebrate the 4th of July. But since I'm so close to Gettysburg, it hits home to me. I love that war. I don't love any war. I mean, I know I'm walking 3 miles for every soldier lost in this war is to try to stop it. I actually thought by now I'm going to be at 10,000 miles. I actually thought that I'd be on a Wheaties box by now, because this was the 1970s, back when we were celebrating the centennial of this great country. I would have been on a Wheaties box, but it's never been about me, ever, ever, ever. I'm a Johnny Appleseed for patriotism. I inspire patriotism. So let's get back to the video and what I'm talking about. Because the reason why I thought about doing it at night, everything that you see here, every tree, every flower, and if you were here walking, every smell out in nature, that's what those soldiers saw. And this is a very, very unique state. We have fireflies at night, and they light up the night. So that's why I wanted to do. Even they saw the amazing fireflies at night. It's just it's like a firework display in itself. It's beautiful. But you know, after the first day of battle, I'm sure nothing was the same. I mean, we've seen pictures of what battlefields look like, and then after 3 days of carnage, I mean, you could just see the blue and gray lines right there on this landscape. And I was very mad they actually tore down that tower at Gettysburg. Some liberal college professor said, well, it wasn't here during the time of the battle, so I think you should tear down that terrible tower. It destroys the landscape. What the hell? You can get up here and say, look, there's Pickett's Charge, you know, look, there's Little Round Top, you know, it's like, but now they tore down the tower. Stupid, insane. Liberalism is a mental disorder, my friends. Dr. Savage hit that subject right on the head with that book. If you've never read that book, read it. All right, my friends, go check out the blog. Like I said, I'm gonna have this video up before the 4th of July or on the 4th of July. So think about all those great men that, like I always say, they got off the boat. Welcome to America! Go fight for your freedoms. And meanwhile, that guy's brother happened to be on the other side of the river in the other state, and then they had to fight each other. They just came to this country, not even in it, the whole year. The whole family came to and they were fighting each other. They went away from Europe to get away from that shit. But anyways, that's what when I was studying after 9/11, I'm like, you know, it was like, during 9/11, right before 9/11, I did an intense research on the Civil War, and I'm like, oh my God, these kids, these people, these younger people especially, don't know what went into making this country. All the brave souls that lost limbs, arms. I mean, sure, they say have the fatality numbers are just insane. But think about how many people died after those battles because of what the injuries they suffered in that medieval. It was still basically medieval times of carnage. Where, I mean, did you ever shoot a 50 caliber slug into anything? I went deer hunting with 50 caliber slugs, and they leave holes the size of bigger than golf balls. Tennis ball size holes. Think about that. That's why when you hear about Stonewall Jackson, he died, he got shot, man, don't quote me, in the arm? In the arm or the hand? In the hand, I can't remember. He lost his arm or hand, or I can't think right now because I wasn't ready to talk about General Stonewall Jackson. I'm sorry, I was just ready to talk about, to let you know about what's going on the website, the blog I did for the 150th anniversary on my, like I said, I call my website the Ben Franklin Printing Press, because you'll find everything about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because I walk the path of truth. Like a lot of soldiers tell me, they say, Terry, we really appreciate, you know, you walk in for our brave brothers and sisters that have lost their lives. And we don't, a lot of them say, I don't agree with you about everything you're saying, but we fight for you to say everything you're saying. And Ben Franklin, I'll leave you with this. Ben Franklin said, without the freedom of speech, there can be no such thing as public liberty, which I'm able to do this today. Without the freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom.